Have you ever tried to control everything around you, from your reputation, career, and relationships? Yet no matter how hard you try to get the best out of everything, you end up exhausted, frustrated, drained, and stuck, sometimes left with a horrible emptiness inside. It's likely you're worrying about outcomes you can't even influence, let alone control. This video explains how your desire to micromanage things that are not meant to be controlled is a fruitless and dangerous endeavor. By exploring the timeless wisdoms of Epictetus, we can study the advice of one of the world's great ancient thinkers. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to avoid wasting energy by using simple techniques to redirect your efforts. Chapter 1. How can you stop getting stuck on high ideals? Think of a person who scrubs the same floor over and over. They clean, wipe, polish, buff, trying to make it perfect. But the moment a drop of fluid hits it, or dirty footsteps leave traces behind, their frustration begins again. That's what we do when we try to control everything. That's how illogical we're being by trying to keep our metaphorical floors in pristine condition. It's their very nature to be walked on, have things land upon it, and as floors are used all the time, what else could you possibly expect? Another form of control is trying to determine how others see us, but the effort spent trying to shape their viewpoint and dictate their opinions is pointless. Trying to determine what tomorrow will bring is another waste of energy. Plans, budgets, timelines, interactions, and outcomes are constantly fluxing, so the results of all those can change at any time. And when the unpredictable hits, we feel betrayed, angry, and powerless. When a client cancels or a friend turns away, it hurts. If an opportunity closes or something sells before you get a chance to buy it, it's annoying. The level of disappointment you suffer directly relates to the amount of expectation you placed on such unpredictable outcomes. The trick here is to constantly expect the unexpected. Consider the worst-case scenario and take it on the chin if it happens. Anything better than that is a bonus, but bonuses only come every so often. So be prepared to win some and lose some by managing your expectations. Chapter 2. How can you stop wasting energy? If you stay awake at night replaying regretful incidents you cannot change, you're acting as your own worst enemy. By stewing over interactions you cannot reverse, you literally feed negative thoughts everything they need to linger and torment you. Overthinking your disappointing shortfalls can be deeply destructive, whether they happened hours, weeks, or even years ago, because lamenting over the past in this way only compounds how wasteful it is to expect the impossible in the first place. By obsessing over the past, you hinder your ability to visualize and manifest the future. If all your attention is focused on feelings of guilt, it will undermine your own confidence and risk sacrificing your better future. Sulking about regrets and punishing yourself in this way is a destructive habit that can destroy motivation. Denying yourself the inner peace you deserve could unbalance your creative energies at great cost to your life path. And this in turn can pull you into the abyss of becoming unwell or seriously ill. Living in the past and rewinding bad memories is one sure way to waste every important current moment. To move forward in life, you need to embrace your future. So the lesson here is that it's much healthier to let the past stay where it belongs. You can never go back and change everything. Stop yearning for remedies to things that no longer matter. Redirect your valuable psychic output towards enjoying your current existence. Learn to embrace whatever's coming your way. This mindful tweak to your emotional attitude is enough to encourage positive outcomes in future. Chapter 3. Should you resist the potential for change? Why resisting change holds us back? Life changes, jobs, families, friendships, world events. We become attached to how these things should be, but they're all outside of our control. We dig in our heels, saying, but this was how I wanted things. Or, if only I could stop these important things changing. But it's this very resistance that makes chapters of our lives stall. That lack of movement generates suffering. We need to stop holding our own lives back by letting go and not resisting change anymore. Chapter 4. What did Epictetus teach? Epictetus was born a slave in Hierapolis, present-day Turkey. He lived in Rome and eventually rose to teach philosophy in Nicopolis in Greece. He suffered from a disability, which some sources claim was due to his leg being broken by his master. Yet his early life of such external hardship didn't stop him rising through the ranks of society. Having studied under Musonius Rufus, he earned his freedom and grew to believe that philosophy was a science to be lived, not just deliberated and discussed, which is how he coined the phrase, the dichotomy of control. Chapter 5. What did Epictetus mean by saying what we think we control, we really don't? At the heart of his dichotomy of control, Epictetus insists that some things are within our power and some things are not. The things within our power are our opinions, our judgments, desire, and aversion, otherwise known as our will. Our body, our property, other people's actions, and the events of the world are all outside of our power. They all have their own reasons for doing as they please, each with a tendency to do whatever they need to remain true to their nature. To paraphrase Epictetus, when we try to hold to account whatever's outside of our power, we are doomed to suffer. Real freedom of the soul lies in focusing on what is truly at our liberty to call our own, like our internal world, our thoughts and feelings, and our personal responses to everything. All freedom is, he said, is to wish for nothing, which is not up to ourselves. Chapter 6. What are the mechanics of prohairesis? Epictetus advocated the Greek concept of prohairesis, which translates as our faculty of choice, or as he called it, our choice of will. Our personal will is the only one thing in life that is truly ours. So even when external events happen, our mind retains the power to assent or dissent, to judge impressions rather than be swept away by them. He famously mentioned that it's not what happens to you, but how you judge it that upsets you. This means we must learn to master our reactions, to minimize or maximize their impact upon us. This is our only chance to mitigate damage and increase pleasurable experiences. Chapter 7. Will, letting go, bring true relief. As soon as we stop fighting what's out of our control, we are able to redirect our energy into what matters, under our own terms. And in doing so, something deeper will shift. Instead of antagonistic resistance, we will gain clarity, peace, and ultimate freedom. The frustration at failing to control the weather, traffic, volatile markets, and other people's behavior will all fall away. Instead, your mind will feel truly liberated at being able to look forward. Our psyche becomes refreshed by the prospect of positive anticipation when we start to consider, what can I do in this moment? What is within my power? What will the future bring? And what can I learn from it? That level of release is a direct form of relief. That's true lifeline progress. Chapter 8. Does Epictetus' wisdom still matter today? Despite living almost 2,000 years ago, Epictetus' teachings still echo through modern times. Boardrooms, therapy rooms, sports venues, and art studios use his wisdom to achieve their goals in everyday life. His influence touched the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. This led to a lot of the Western virtue ethics and modern self-help movement we know today. In a world addicted to disposable consumption and dopamine spikes, Epictetus' wisdom is more essential now than ever. None of us can control other people, the algorithm, or the larger economy. We can only control our responses to them. Chapter 9. What are some real-life examples? You're waiting to find out if you've secured that job or have been chosen as the winner of that award. You can't control whether you'll get it, but you can control how to prepare for the outcome, how you will present yourself, how to behave and cope with both possibilities. Decide how to respond to that final decision, whichever way it goes for you. Your romantic or business relationship ends. You can't force someone to love you or waste any more of their life supporting your project, but you can control your healing and your view of yourself. So it's time to determine which steps you will take next. Decide how to let go and move to find love again, or another business partner elsewhere. If a global crisis interrupts your plans, you may not be able to divert the crisis, but you can control what you do and shape the ways you plan to adapt. Decide what it will take to ride it out, and take measures to preserve your survival, safety, and comfort. Can you appreciate how disappointment dissolves when your focus shifts from, I must try to control everything by making certain things happen, to, what can I do now to make the best of this situation? Chapter 10. How do you overcome your burdens? By recognizing these things aren't yours to control, you literally stop an inner revolt in its tracks. Epictetus teaches that all problems reside in the judgment, not the event itself. This is the only way to cope with the unexpected, and the only chance you will have at obtaining enough relief to get over whatever did not meet your needs or match your desires. So, rather than battling the uncontrollable forces of nature, you'd be better off spending your mental resources on legitimate things you can influence. Your attitude, your choices, and your efforts spent on healthy endeavors. All of these will lead you towards a wholesome direction. Learn this fact and remember that these aspects are important. They are all you have in life to truly call your own. Take charge of them. Treat your precious time and life energy as the most valuable investment you can make. The only one that can manifest good things from the time well spent. Never drain your life essence through the wasteful endeavor of trying to control what will, may, or should happen. You can play the prediction game, of course, but don't set any plans in stone, for that will likely lead to frustration. Don't resist change. When it comes, and it always does, waste no time fighting the tides of change. Instead, learn to ride it like a surfer. Use its power and go with the flow of unpredictability. Accept what it does, adjust accordingly, and act with grace. This way you will grow without being stifled by stagnation. Chapter 11. How can you achieve positive inspiration? This last part of the video will teach you how to focus inward and defuse your frustrations. Dissolve those wasted energies and redirect that life force towards better endeavors. By redirecting your energy towards more purposeful action, you can train yourself to stop resisting change and start expecting it. For our world is subject to continual change. So the moment you accept that change is an important aspect of the Earth's eternal nature. New vistas and exciting paths will open up for you. So here's what you can do. Pause when you're frustrated and ask, why am I stressing over this? Is it within my control? If yes, act on it. If no, let it go. Don't waste any more brain space on such fruitless endeavors. Focus daily on what aspects of life you can control. Learn to remember that judgments, flexibility, and responses all build strong habits. Use your efforts to fuel acceptance and adoption. This is your only damage control. Embrace change as an integral part of life's infinite web. Resisting change is to deny the world and yourself growth. As Epictetus would say, you might not master the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Closing conclusion. If this message struck a chord with you in any way, I'm glad it did so. But in order to make these words of wisdom have a positive impact on your soul, you must remember that you are the captain of your will. You may not determine the way the winds blow or how the seas will roll and swell, but you can steer the ship of your mind to follow a valid path. Let go of what you cannot change, like trying to control the waves or the currents. Pour your energy into what you can control, the ship and its rigging, your navigational path. Use that wild energy to drive your course and push you forward. Catch the wind in your sails and try to weather the storms, because as soon as they are gone, everything will seem calm sailing again. By following these guidelines, your life will not be trapped by external chaos and the whirlwind of life swirling around us all. You will instead find a groove that will anchor your inner freedom in ways that will reward your attitude and endeavors. And who knows, your good habits may influence others to follow your lead and take charge of their own destiny in similar ways. Positivity, progress, and success can all prove contagious to those who are able to discern it or deserve it. If you found value in these words, be sure to take action by simply liking, sharing, and subscribing with notifications. This will prompt the algorithm to spread our work to others who will benefit from the timeless wisdom of our channel. Remember, one of the only controls we have in life is our opinion and response to things, so claim your right to respond in kind by sharing your thoughts and helping us to promote these videos. Help us to spread the love. Thank you for watching.